So, you want to make hole binds in CSGO, like this one. First, let me explain what a hole bind actually is and what it's good for. A hole bind is the setting mentally stable people have their crouch key set to. Personally, I find hole binds much easier to use than toggle binds, probably since I can't be bothered to press a button twice. You hold down the button, you crouch, you let go of it, you stand up. Simple as that. Now, what if we want to apply this to a setting outside of the CSGO settings menu? Well, since there isn't really a bind hole command in the game like there's a bind toggle one, it's not actually possible to make bind holes in CSGO. However, we can actually get around this limitation with a script. So, to make this script, we have to head over to our CSGO config folder, which is conveniently hidden in this directory. When you're here, you want to make an outexec config if you haven't got one already. To make one, simply create a text document and name it outexec, and then save it as a .cfg file. You can now open your outexec file by right-clicking on it and pressing open with, then notepad. It's here we will make our hole binds. They require 2 or 3 commands to work. First command we're going to make is a variable, and then we're going to assign our command to that variable. So, go ahead and type alias in an empty row. Then you want to put your variable's name. You can name it whatever you want, but I'm going to call mine plus crosshair hold. Personally, I find it easier naming the first variable with a plus before it, and then the second one with a minus, rather than naming both variables with different names. After that, you want to put the command you want to execute while holding down the button in quotation marks. So for example, I want to make my crosshair size 5000 while holding it down, so I'm going to type in quotation marks cl_crosshair size 5000. But to get the hole bind to work, we actually have to put in a negative form of a variable as well, because when we release the button will bind, we want the setting to go back to normal. In my case, I want my crosshair to return to its original size. To get your current crosshair size, you can go into the console in CSGO and type cl_crosshair size, which will then output the current setting into the console. Mine is 2.5. So, to make the negative variable, we're going to type the same name, but replace the positive with a negative. Then, we're also going to change back the setting to the one we currently have in-game. For me, again, that is 2.5. Now, we can bind our button to the positive variable. So, I'm going down another row in the config and I'm going to bind my scroll lock button to it. So I'm going to write bind scroll lock plus crosshair hold. Just for your information, I'm not actually using my scroll lock button on my keyboard. I've instead bound scroll lock to an unbound button on my mouse. Otherwise, I'd probably develop some serious cramps in my fingers. I jest. Before you boot up your game, make sure that in your launch options you have a -autoexec option. This will execute your autoexec config on game launch. Then, when we boot up our game, we can try out our new command. So, after booting up the game, here's what my script looks like. This is my normal crosshair, and when I press my mouse button, it gets huge. This kind of script is great for lining up smokes and flashes. There are of course loads of different things you can do with other commands. Say you want to do a smoke tutorial on YouTube, but with your rubbish 480p quality, it's hard for your viewers to see where you're aiming. To fix this, you can use a hole bind to temporarily zoom onto your crosshair. This will greatly improve video quality. Or maybe you want to set your sensitivity dangerously high while holding down a key and make your character spin elegantly. I'll leave all the scripts shown in the video in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below and I will try to help you.